Hi everyone, welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch Snowtrooper. So this is, part of the classic trilogy. It's actually my favourite Stormtrooper or Imperial Soldier design from the original trilogy. It's obviously from Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, my favourite of those original movies. And this figure I'm definitely liking the look of in box, but I'm already thinking of picking up a second one and repainting it to look how I want it to look. And I'll explain that when we take a closer look at the figure itself. And if you want one of these things yourself, you can go ahead and pick it up at Big Bad Toy Store. There will be a link in the description below. Coming around to the back of the box here, you can see that we have a small bio right there and a little, art image of the figure. So let's go ahead and get this thing open and take a closer look. And here's the Snowtrooper out of the packaging. And one thing that is quite nice about it is the fact that it's not all completely white, which means you can actually see it on the camera against the white background. So let's go ahead and just change that autofocus here, darken it a little bit so that it's just a bit easier for you to go ahead and see for the review. And let's go ahead and just start this out with a size comparison. So here he is next to Darth Vader, and he actually stands exactly about 6¼ inches tall. He comes with the regular Stormtrooper blaster, which is nice. It's, again, the ones that I like with the silver paint. They seem to be putting that on a lot more regularly now, which is very nice. And then we have the larger style rifle over here, which, as you can see, he can hold in two hands very nicely. And what's really nice about it is it's done really, really well with the nice silver paint over there as well. The dry brushing has been applied quite heavily, so it's very worn. And I really like that with the Snowtrooper, because in the harsh environment on Hoth, this kind of thing, this would be commonplace. So I really, really do like the look of that. You might even want to put a little bit of white on there, as if he's been outside for a while and you've got a bit of ice build-up on the rifle. That would be even cooler. So some people are torn with this figure colour-wise. Some people like this light tan colour that they've used, and some people don't. Now, in the movie, when they blast down the doors and they break into the hangar where the Millennium Falcon is escaping, and they set down the big turrets and start opening fire alongside Darth Vader, the under costume bit here, all this material bit that's not hard armor, is pretty much pure white. Now, we also see other Snowtroopers during the Battle of Hoth that are really, really dirtied up, very brown, this material and everything, lots of black all over them, just all over, even on the armor parts as well. So it appears that it's meant to be white, and then just the more it gets used with, I guess, sweat and mud and dirt and everything, it's gonna go more brown. You can't keep pure white material that white if you're in war. I would just like a bit more kind of ice and snow on the boots and stuff to kind of break it up a little bit. It looks a little bit too dirty at the bottom here in comparison to the hard armor. I think if they're going to make all this dirty, there should have been like a bit of a wash and stuff, a bit like what the kind of the Sandtrooper has, like a bit of that kind of dirtiness on the rest of the armor. But other than that, they did a really, really nice job. So for me personally, like the color scheme that I would have if I were to make a custom would be just adding a wash to these armor parts, and maybe making these material bits maybe a bit more white, and just having the brown a bit more kind of spaced out in certain areas. So having these pouches, just getting like a bit dirty near the bottom and stuff, but having a little bit of white still showing through at some parts, just so it looks a bit more unified, and you can actually see that, the clothing is meant to be white, as opposed to this, which looks like the clothing is meant to be tan. So I guess that's what people don't really like as much, but still I think it looks absolutely fantastic. You got this backpack piece which just pegs in right there. It would be nice if those straps were painted, so I guess I could go ahead and do that. The backpack looks pretty cool though. It's pretty nice. And as for the articulation, so we have these shoulder pads, which are kind of soft, but they do fit underneath the torso armor anyway, so that's pretty cool. This is, it moves a little bit, but really you don't get all that much up and down out of the head. It does move left and right just fine though. So the shoulders can go out to the side and move all the way around. You got the rotation and the hinge there at the elbow, rotation and hinge at the wrist, both hands being in the trigger finger pose. The torso right here can't really move forward and back at all, but it can move left and right and side to side just fine. This is a soft rubbery piece, just like all of this, because all of this is like one piece. So it does allow for the legs still to move forward and back. They come out to the side a bit, but they can't really go too far because they will be pulled back by this kind of skirt piece. Rotation at the upper part of the thigh, you've got double jointed knees, and then you've got the ankle pivot and the up and down at the boots, which looks pretty damn nice. So overall, you've got a well articulated and really awesome looking figure. But I definitely think that with just a little bit more shading on some of this pure white look would really add to the whole kind of dirtied up and battle worn effect that Hasbro were trying to go for with this figure. Black Series isn't exactly the cheapest thing in the world to go ahead and army build, but if you really love Snowtroopers, I really do believe that this is pretty much a perfect figure for you. If you don't mind just how tan it is, then yeah, definitely go ahead and pick this thing up. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want to see more pictures or anything else from my collection, check out my Instagram. It's Homerino123 and the link is in the description below. And for more Star Wars The Black Series reviews, go ahead and subscribe. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.